Now, listen, you guys, it seems like Beyonce has decided to stick right by her men during these times. And we're going to be talking about them stepping out and showing a united front together with the mother in law as well. And we're also going to be talking about Tina addressing that like that she put on that post talking about the situation. And we're also going to be talking about the new developments that are coming through as it pertains to the case. And Ebro has finally spoken up about this case. 50 Cent, on the other hand, is still trolling, and Forbes are out here roasting Jay-Z and calling that statement that he put out a PR statement to basically gain sympathy from the world. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the Tea Plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about this entire situation with, Jay-Z and everything that's going down. Yesterday, I spoke about how Miss Tina Knowles was out here liking an interesting post talking about the allegations against a son-in-law. And I did say that it seems like, well, she might have accidentally liked that. You know, sometimes on Instagram you do that. And I did also mention that older people sometimes have a tendency of not knowing the implication when it comes to liking certain posts. But lo and behold, this time she decided to take an aggressive approach, just like her son-in-law. This time she did not say that, well, she just randomly likes stuff, because that's what she says. These are the instances where she's liking these random posts. But this time she decided to claim hacked. She released an entire statement and said, "I was hacked. As you all know, I do not play about my family. So if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know that it's not me." And then she also captioned it, "Please stop playing with me." Now, I do think that Miss Tina, if you had just come out here and say that you accidentally liked it, it would have been more believable. Now, this entire hacked situation, stop it. The hacker only got logged into your account and liked that picture and logged out. Please stop taking us for fools, okay? Like, whoever thought that this was a good decision, this was a good idea, doesn't even know what they are dealing with. Because what do you mean the hacker hacked you and all they did was like a picture? Stop it, Miss Tina. But that still doesn't mean that I'm saying that you believe that your son-in-law did that. But I do believe that you might have accidentally liked it. Okay, hacking is an absolute stretch. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about: Beyonce and Jay-Z, together with Blue Ivy, decided to attend the premiere of the movie Mufasa. Now, earlier on this year, I think we spoke about how Ivy has a role in that movie, and so obviously they had to come out and support their child. And people are saying that, well, this is a PR stunt. Lately Jay-Z hasn't been going out since the other Sean got into trouble, and all of a sudden he wants to come out here and try to maintain a united front and try to maintain a not guilty front, and people are not buying it. People feel like, well, he literally had to call everybody to come and put up this act. Miss Tina also was in attendance, and they took some pictures together. Now, as much as I'm saying justice should be served when it comes to this man, I do believe that this particular incident is an incident where he couldn't really do much about, any of this. I mean, doomed if it does, doomed if it doesn't, because I promise you that had he decided to stay at home, that would have also been a narrative to say that, well, he's in hiding, he didn't even show up for his daughter and stuff like that. And I mean, if the lawsuits are not looking great, who was to tell that he's going to be a free man for a long time? So he might as well just come out here and support his child whilst he's still out. I'm not I'm not insinuating anything, but I'm just looking at things both sides, okay? Either way, he's at a position where anything he does, people are still going to say, well, he's doing this because he's trying to, look innocent and stuff like that. Speaking about looking innocent, tell me why Forbes is out there basically annihilating this man, okay? They read his statement that he put out down and they analyzed it to the last T, with subheadings like, he's trying to play the victim, he's trying to humanize himself, he's challenging the accuser to trigger the accuser so that he can act out of character. And they also spoke on him attacking, the character of the attorney when, started speaking about him being a Marine and stuff like that. Forbes basically came in hard for him and broke down how everything was well thought in his response. And the fact that the timeline between when the story broke and when he came with a statement, that's not a statement that was written in 15 seconds like Ebro wants you to believe. That was a well thought out, well written statement that they're now saying that, well, he wrote this from his iPhone. So what, Ebro? Like, stop it. Oh my God. So when you see massive publications like Forbes are taking this stance and throwing some shade and stuff like that, it is now making me believe that there might be something, because you know that on a regular day, platforms and publications like these actually respect the man because of his status, not just financially, but his perceived influential, status when it comes, his perceived influence when it comes to hip hop. So I'm just now kind of looking at this like, well, it might actually be something deeper. There might actually be evidence against this man. But anyway, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Still speaking about the man from Fraudulent Nation, we're going to talk about 50 Cent and, his reactions towards this entire thing. I actually wanted to talk about this yesterday. I don't know how I forgot. But when the news broke, 50 was on his petty. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? Okay. He was like, told me, is the Super Bowl still going to be on? And I'm like, this man is just so petty. Like, what is wrong with you? He was like asking for my friend. Are we still going to have the Super Bowl? And I'm like, oh my God, stop it. Okay. And after that, you guys, he also did speak when, Jay-Z and Blue Ivy decided to go on that red carpet. He basically said that, well, that is a PR stunt. He said, they said I R-worded a kid. Everybody get dressed. We're going to see Mustafa. And he said, LOL. And I'm just like, this man is just so unhinged. Oh my God. He is so unhinged. And the thing is, nobody knows if he actually means all these things that he's out here saying. But he did an interview and he was basically also commenting on everything that went down with 50 and with Jay-Z, and of course, the other Sean. And I will insert it at the end of the video. It seems like, well, he's kind of torn in between. It seems like he trolls these guys just for the fun of it. This is what it is giving. Now, the lawyer also released another statement. According to him, New York Times reached out to him to understand exactly his stance and all these allegations against him, saying that, well, he was trying to extort money from Jay-Z. And he's not backing down, you guys. He is not backing down. This is the statement that the lawyer wrote. He said, the New York Times contacted me to ask for my response to the artist Jay-Z's allegation that I tried to extort and blackmail him. My response is pretty straightforward. No one has made any threats. Jay-Z's assertions are bogus and laughable. Instead, our firm sent a standard demand letter seeking a mediation on behalf of a woman who alleges that Jay-Z has aided her as a minor. The letter was vetted and approved by our client, whose preference was to attempt resolution short of filing a lawsuit. This approach is common in these types of cases. What you're seeing played out now is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally and to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. This effort has included harassing my family and colleagues and even offering former clients money to sue me, which is illegal. When an alleged perpetrator behaves in this manner, wildly asserting that a basic demand letter is extortion and aggressively using the media to attack the opposing lawyer, while at the same time ignoring the allegations being made by the alleged victim, it reminds me of a famous line from Shakespeare: "The lady does protest too much, methinks." We intend to address all of these issues with the court in due course. Let me be clear, we will not be bullied or intimidated by these shenanigans, and our clients won't be silenced. And that is a statement from Baz B. It seems like, well, this is a clash of the giants because he himself is not backing down. And I mean, his history is that of dealing with high profile clients like himself. So I do hope that whatever, Jay-Z's camp is doing, they are certain that they will be able to do, well in this one. They'll be able to get away with this one because this one, if anything, yeah, he's not backing down. And so let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about all of this. How do you think this is going to play out? Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Ebro. So Ebro has finally spoken, and I've been waiting for him to say something because he's one of those people who's pro, oh my God, protect women. Oh my God, do this. But what I'm going to insert for you right now is absolutely going to shock you because from his tone and from his alludings, you can tell that already he has dismissed the girl's claims, and already he is, insinuating that the girl is lying even before the matter has reached the courts. Okay. And which I'm like, that's quite reckless for a huge media personality like him to do. Like, why would you do that? Why would you jeopardize your reputation? Because imagine if it actually comes out and if there's more evidence of everything that transpired, what are you going to do, Ebro? Are you going to come back here and apologize? Because it seems right now they've been given like a mandate to try and discredit this girl. Like, with what right are you sitting there already saying the girl is lying? I mean, even I am saying there's a possibility that the man from Fraudulent Nation probably did it. But you've never heard me saying that, well, he's absolutely guilty. He absolutely did it. You never heard me saying that. But I'm not even that much of a huge media. I'm not even a media personality like that to say. But I'm still being cautious of my words. So what about you, Ebro? Like, what is all this nonsense? Oh my goodness. This era is going to reveal a lot about the music industry. It's going to show pretty much how much is on the payroll, who is controlled and who is not controlled. We're going to see everything unfold just the same way Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club exposed themselves yesterday by all of a sudden being all defensive and stuff like that. We will see. And I'm glad that these medium old heads are getting exposed. That way, new media can actually come in and take over. This is why I love what Academics is doing. Like, I don't agree with him. He's also, to a certain extent, compromised. But as for the industry in its entirety, I don't think he's there yet. I don't know. I do know that he caps a lot for Drake. But I don't know if he's truly 100% captured. And I do hope more independent media platforms do surface, because this is becoming BS. So I will insert what Ebro had to say, and I also will insert what 50 Cent had to say about this whole Jay-Z and, Sean, the other Sean, case. I will insert both audios, and I don't think that after that I'm going to be coming back. So let me just say my goodbyes and also remind you to go and subscribe to Instant Brew. You guys, it is the pinned comment in the comment section. I want you right now to pause this video, go into the comment section, look at the pinned comment, click on that pinned comment and subscribe to that channel, because that's the one that I'm going to be using, for the holidays. I will not have the time to do very lengthy videos, because I'm also going on holiday. So for the time being, I think I'll be posting there, because there I can even do like 2 minutes, long videos just to keep you guys in the loop of what is going on. So for that reason, I think from the 20th, that's where I'll be posting. So make sure to go and subscribe to that channel. And until my next one, see you.
My biggest problem in all of this is, I would say my biggest problem in all of this is the clown show that's have become.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why so many people want to see Jay-Z get torn down.
That's the part I'm stuck on.
It's a nature of our culture that we aren't wanting to examine. It's disgusting. People love a teardown. Of somebody successful who, maybe you don't like all his business dealings. Maybe and some people are upset with their own lives, and so they see someone else seemingly having a phenomenal run at life, and they don't want to see it for whatever reason. So I would say in all of this, it still takes me back to how upsetting it is that is a game.
Yeah, it's used. It's just kind of used as like a piece for trying to bring someone down, get some money, conversation. And obviously there's so many real victims. And by the way, we don't know the story with this one. We obviously don't. But what I was struck by, too, was the waiting that, they were salivating when the story came out.
What strikes me that, I'm not, by any far stretch, that close to litigation and lawsuits. But everyone, I think it's pretty common knowledge that the farther you try to shoot your shot in litigation and lawsuits, like you put a big number on it, so at least you land at a number that you're happy with, right? You hear like, I'm suing for $50 million, but really they're just hoping to get $5. But they throw out the big number to hopefully settle on the little one. In this lawsuit, it's been public that this woman went to a Diddy party after the VMAs. She showed up to the VMAs. She was 13 years old. She didn't have a ticket, is the way the story goes. Her story, by the way.
Yeah.
Meets limo drivers who then say, hey, you're Diddy's type, according to her, and they take her to a house where there's a party going on. She has a drink, gets woozy, she says, and then passes out in a bedroom. The original allegation was that Diddy then goes in the bedroom, undresses her. She leaves. And while another celebrity woman watches, she leaves, goes to a gas station, calls her dad, is what the original allegation was. Somewhere along the line, they decided to just add Jay-Z to this. So then when you hear the behind the scenes.
So are you suggesting that the story was out in full and there was no mention that another person was involved?
That's what I read. The only other person was a woman celebrity that watched.
Yeah, okay. That sounds familiar.
So now they add another big name celebrity to it, Jay-Z, in hopes that they can get a financial settlement. Because who does that benefit?
Tony Busby?
The lawyer that has the Diddy hotline.
The one who has.
Let's start. You're going into the Jay-Z thing.
Yeah.
So recently we just saw, which I can't. We look at the accusations.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get to Diddy as well. But you look at the accusations, and there's an accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was that the statement is something from, you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says you're gonna find out like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like your publicist wouldn't say those things.
Right.
Yeah.
When you see things like this, Fifth, and there's times when I saw this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and this is on your.
Put that up.
Yeah, this is on.
50?
Yeah, it says, I don't know what's going on, but are we still going to have the Super Bowl? I'm just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm asking for Kendrick.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out if we're still doing everything the way. Because look, they will fall back, but the NFL, they won't necessarily be associated to that.
Right. Why do you not insert yourself, but you're on top of every topic, right?
Yeah. I'm just watching. I'm participating. I'm being part of culture. I'm just taking my opinion.
Right.
Look,
because you're part of the culture.
Like I can't say anything now. I'm out of it. I'm like I'm going to Dre's studio and just sit with Dre alone.
Right.
And then maybe I stay out of trouble.
Nah, but you told us before. You said sometimes you'll say things because you're being bullied.
Yeah,
You know how we say, "Oh, bully," and
all
petty.
the time.
Like
When that happens, as soon as that happens, you know what happens in my timeline, babe? Oh yeah, you think it's funny? You're next, buddy.
right.
Like I'm like, oh shoot. What
So
did
you
I
feel
do?
so you feel bullied.
Yes, I'm
Right.
being pushed around here. Like,
Hey man,
yeah,
do you see any of the comments where people are like, "Yeah, when that dropped, this is the first place I came."
yeah,
Yeah.
I knew that was coming there, big. Like I put up a ad.
Right.
You know, that's the least thing that people like when you got professional pictures that don't have flaws in them. They don't want to see that. They want to see your actual lifestyle. Right. So I put a professional picture like this. Leave me alone, people, because I know you're looking for what I'm going to say. And then I put the next picture up and say, 50 Cent Action TV.
Right.
Don't come to my page looking for trouble.
Right.
Marketing genius.
Yeah. So 50's 2 Cent. What do you feel about just that whole thing, man?
Look. As much as people feel like I haven't had issues with Puffy. I don't like him like that. Like I don't like things that he would do
Right.
and make me
So
uncomfortable.
we're speaking on Diddy. We're speaking on Puff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't have that thing where we ain't had no thing. I wasn't sending nothing at him, big. If it was on the street side like that, we would be actively doing things to each other.
Right.
And we wasn't doing that. Right. So it gets to with Jay, definitely not that. That's definitely not. It's just being competitive.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I look at it, I go, whoa. So I always go into what would I do in a situation like this? Like when that type of thing happens. Like, and I'm going, I don't know. I hope things are all right for him internally.
Speaking on?
I mean, at the crib. Because in the statement they mentioned his
Oh, you talking
daughter,
Jay?
His daughter
Gotcha.
would, being old enough to, because she about 13.
Right.
So it's the same age as his kids when you saying he did something to him.
Do you ever feel like, man, like there's just so much gotcha that goes on?
Yeah, I mean, look,
Right now?
it's not. We live in a climate that it's not even what you did. It's what they said you did.
Right.
Right. So it's like the damage is already done by the allegation itself. Like so, if that when they say extortion, that means if they've made an amount big, if they talked settlement or sent settlement notices that had an amount in it, it feels like extortion.
Right.
Because you know the damage it does if it does come out publicly. If there's no amount mentioned, then that's just a tactic.
But you will meet people in court and you will do lawsuits yourself, which I love.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, you be like, man.
I get into it, baby.
Yeah.
I spend $1 million a year I keep legal counsel year round. So I'm going to sue you as often as you think you would sue me.
Right.
Like that, because they look and they say once you got the package, you become a target for the attorneys. You know who's going to benefit the most from Puffy's situation right now? The lawyers. They're going to look for $7,000 to $5,000 per hour. Damn. 4 lawyers, 5 lawyers at a time, just to come back for bail hearings and stuff like that. So we spend a lot of money.
Do you think Puff is cooked?
I'm not sure if he's cooked. I'm not sure how bad that it is because you know what? When we think of all of those different allegations that pile up, he's cooked.
Right.
But I don't know how much of that turns into actually like what he's up against.
Right. The court of public opinion is one thing.
Yeah.
And then they also say, once we get in, then, the truth will
I
come
mean,
out.
that public opinion, he's washed. He's washed up. They washed him like that. But when you think about, it had a lot to do with him coming out and saying, I've been sitting here watching you people insult my character, this and that, and then the tape comes out. Boom. So, if the government released the tape, then it would say that they kind of poisoned the pool of people. And that could be a defense.
Do you believe in conspiracies like that too? Or could
conspiracy? I don't know if it's a conspiracy, big. I mean, like when someone leaks something, it goes to TMZ. Like the regular person, their channels with TMZ. When you see something come on and it comes on CNN, that's a little different. That could have came from the government itself, And it's interesting because he had different problems with people on different levels. Like the Diageo, when he's saying that they was doing something different with his brand. Like these people, these are $3 billion company. These people have lobbyists in DC. If they want to turn it on, they could turn on. And then they benefited probably the most from those parties.
Are you ever concerned with that?
What?
with you being as big as you are, that's something.
Well, I'm not showing them.
Right.
You know, I'm not going after them.
You're like, no, big.
But you're attached to a lot of brands, a lot of big brands, right?
Yeah, well, those are mine.
Yeah.
I own those companies.
You like, so you take a note. That's a difference.
Like we just saw Conor McGregor get dropped from his whiskey company.
Yeah, which I thought was
because
his.
of
Yeah.
what's going
Yeah, I
on.
thought Ciroc was Diddy's.
Yeah,
Yeah, same here.
Well, he was getting paid a lot of money, babe. Like that, a lot of money.
Yeah, what is this on the table right here?
Brett. I can't.
All right.